Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nostalgia Half Hour, where I'm playing another classic Lucasfilm game. You may recognise the music. You know anyway because you clicked on the video, but... There it is, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I didn't want to talk over the music, but I'm going to now. Right, I'm going to move it along because I'm pretty sure you don't want to just watch me play the intro for like waste 5 minutes of the whole half an hour. There are other ways I could have gone with this. I could have played a more up-to-date version, but the version I knew and loved was this one on the Commodore Amiga. So I kind of figured I will go back to that and play the Commodore Amiga version for you. Obviously it's going to be a lot slower than the PC version and all the others, so I hope it's worth it. If you're used to playing this game, hopefully it'll bring back the same memories for you. Obviously the one thing is there's not any dialogue, so you get occasional sound effects and a bit of music. You won't get a lot of noise in this game. Yeah, I decided to play this version. I have PC Engine version. I even have an FM Towns. So I've got an FM Towns version. But this is the version that I played growing up. So this is my nostalgia here. Here we go, translation notes. Ah, yeah, this is the copy protection thing. Just going to have a look in my copy protection thing. Give me 1 second. Section 4, row C, column 4. There we go. That was quite a clever way of getting around the copy protection thing, wasn't it? To make it look like Indiana Jones is translating something. It's quite cool that they give you these little booklets. They give you that copy protection notepad thing, and they also give you a Grail diary, which you can refer to, which is very cool. And here he is. Okay, so you can look around at everything. I'm going to move along. You can also fight that guy in the ring. You can practice your boxing, which is something that you need later in the game when you have to fight against the Nazis. But like I said, we're on limited time here, so I'm just going to kind of whiz through the early sections of this. I know where I'm going, so it's not. I don't need to mess around too much. I'm sure you do if you're familiar with this and you've tuned in. I'm sure you you know all about this. This is another scene from the movie. This bit here. You can even say the same line from the movie, exactly the same line. I just realised I've got the keyboard sitting on my lap. I don't actually need that. Put that someplace sturdy because I don't want to nudge the Amiga. So I don't really need to have it sitting on my lap. It's for the boxing, you know, if you have to fight, you have to use the keys. Okay, so here we have to talk to the students. To get rid of them. And it's that line, I believe. You need to get it to the line in the movie, which is Irene, take down all the names, and I'll see everybody in order or something like that. That's the line from the movie. There you go, take down the names and I'll see everyone in order. Well, I got it absolutely word for word, didn't I? That's how you get through that little section. Yeah, that one hold on for long. I better not go back in there. Oh. So that basically is telling you can't go out that way. Okay, so now you can look at everything around this office if you want to. There's a jar there, for example. We got some metal down there, I think you can look at. Yeah. But what we want to concentrate on is this pile here. I think from what I can remember, you've got to pick it up actually. And you keep picking it up. And one more time. And then you find this little thing. Again, if you didn't know what you was doing there, actually I just want to look, what's that? Anything? Oh, it's a crystal shard, okay. Yeah. So you can do all that. If you've got lots of time on your hands, you could probably look at every single object throughout this office. Maybe not everyone. Anyway, so what we're going to concentrate on is opening the package. Can't remember if you can look at it yet or not. No, you can look at it at various points in the game. You can look at that Grail diary. You also, like I said, you get a printed one in with the packaging in with the Amiga discs and everything, which you can also refer to. So it's very cool. Right, that is actually, I believe, all we need in this office. And the only way out is now through the window because it will not let us go through the door. I can try opening this door, but you watch what will happen. Yeah, see, so we go out the window. Just like he does in the movie. So it does help you in this game if you do remember the movie or you have some kind of knowledge of the movie, because it will follow the plots very, very closely. So here we go. Going off to Walter Donovan's office, I believe, for my movie knowledge. He's this movie's bad guy, well, along with the obligatory Nazis, of course. Again, it follows almost exactly, I think it does follow the exact dialogue of the movie, which is brilliant because it really makes you feel like you're playing the movie, which is fantastic. There's just something about LucasArts games. They're so simple, and yet they just draw you in. They're so much fun. But of course they can be frustrating as well. So I'm keeping quiet just so you can read the dialogue. You can skip all these scenes, by the way, if you want to, but obviously I'm not going to because it's part of the game. But if you're familiar with the movie, you might skip it because you know exactly what's going to happen. You know where you're off to next, which I believe is your father's apartment and then Venice. Got the wrong Jones. There we go. Dun dun dun. You can also hear the music going. Right. I think, yeah, all I do know is click travel. We're not going to go to Venice just yet because we want to go to Henry's house first. Have a little look around. Okay, got to insert disc 3, so bear with me. Okay, disc 3's in there. A bit too eager pressing the button there. There we go. So there will be a few disc changes throughout the course of this game. Yeah, they were looking for the diary. I think. Oh, it's the legendary. If you look, I believe this is Chuck the Plant, is it? Oh, maybe it isn't. So you have a look around these things. You experiment with stuff. I know what I'm doing because I've played this game a lot. So I believe this is locked. Yeah. And what you have to do, again, I've played it a lot, so you're benefiting from my experience, really. I believe you have to push the bookcase. No, you have to do something. Pull bookcase, maybe? Here we go. Now I think I'll move him out of the way because I think there's something to find on there. But first of all, I'm going to take the picture of the Grail. That comes in handy later. You see there, look. If you do what is, by the way, it will show you the things you can interact with. There's Chuck the Plant. See, I knew he was there somewhere. And then look, if you look on that little bit there, look, sticky tape. So you can now walk to the sticky tape. And you can pick up the sticky tape. So what is a very handy command because it will let you know exactly what you can interact with around the place. Because certain things you can't. Let's have a look at the typewriter. I don't think there was anything to see over there as far as I remember. Yeah, no paper in that. Right, so what you want to do is look at the sticky tape. I don't know if you have to open sticky tape. Damn it, how do I do? I know what I've got to do. Do you remember back in the office there was a jar of solvent? I think. See, I always thought that the jar had the key in it, but this is what you have to do. You have to go back here. See, this is what I mean about LucasArts games. You know, they're very involved if you don't know what you're doing. Fortunately, I played this a few times. And now you should get through. There you go. So, travel back. There's also a couple of times in this game as well your game can break and you have to start again. So it's ideal if you are playing this for the first time, you know, to make multiple saves and do not save over the early ones because you might need to go back. I'll show you, there's a bit in the beginning of Venice where your game can break if you don't know to do something. It will all become clear when we get to Venice. I think we will get to Venice in this playthrough. There we go. We look in there. What's in there then? Old book. See, so we've kind of got a replica of the Grail diary. That's what we wanted to get from this whole apartment. I don't think there's anything else to pick up. So, with that in mind, the painting is important for later as well. It's when you get to the German castle, I believe you can exchange the painting with something else. Again, it's inside knowledge. You probably wouldn't know that if you haven't played the game before. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't know if you haven't played. Obviously, it's all about learning as you go along. Don't know if I need to switch the disc again here or not. Just about to say, I'm sure there should be music. There it is. If you know the movie, you know that this is the music for the movie as well. Could possibly be a disc change, I don't know. This is the music from the movie as well. More lines from the movie. When they start really clumsily flirting. That bit's not in the movie. But it's a way of cleverly ditching Marcus, as we don't really need him for this part of the game. Right, I'm going to show you a trick now that if you don't do this, then your game is broken, basically. The amount of times I can't even tell you that I've got to a later stage in the game and realised that I had forgotten to do this bit. Just wait till after this cutscene kind of finishes. Again, there's a few added lines. She doesn't say that. Hey you and all that stuff. Right. This is the bit that you have to do that you might not necessarily know about. You've got to go back outside. I think it kind of sucks, actually, that you have to do this. Because if you don't know, then you're not going to think to go back outside. When you come up here, there is a... Oh, that's not the manhole cover that we need. There it is. Bottle of wine. You need to take that bottle of wine. Whatever you do, if you play this game, do not forget to pick that up. Right, I won't let you pick it up, but what you do is you look at it, I believe. Yeah. Now you can pick it up. And there you go. Now you need that for when you're looking for the Knight's Tomb. You need the wine bottle. If you don't have it, there is no way of getting back out to this area. So whatever you do, before you start searching that library, make sure you come back out and grab that wine bottle, because if you don't, then your game's broken. Now, like I said, the amount of times that's happened to me, and I've had to start the game again because I haven't got a save from the right area. To me it's a very stupid mechanic, to be honest with you. It shouldn't happen. I just think it's too much to chance, you know, because it's assuming that someone is going to know that they have to do that. And I don't think that's very fair. There's also a book here that you need to look for. You need to look for Mein Kampf, which I don't know where we find it necessarily. It's random, I believe. So you're not going to find it. It's usually in like one of these sections, you know, one of the ones that stand out a little bit more than the rest. Again, I'm not going to explain to you necessarily why you need it, but it's a pretty important moment later on in the game. Still love the humour. Right. Basically on this bit, what you've got to do, this is the first instance where you've got to look at the Grail diary. So we'll have a peek. Let's see what we're looking for. It will load up eventually. There we go. So you've got to pay attention to the details here. So we've got, they look like sun with 3 grails. It's a sword and a shield. And you've got like 2 angels facing inwards. You can refer to this any time. And it says, if ye would enter, follow the first on the right. So if we come out of that picture, because it says first on the right, what you would do, say if that matched up, which it actually looks like it does match, to be fair. You've got the sun, you've got the sword, the grails, the shield, 2 angels facing inwards. So if you go over here and look at the inscription, first on the right is 9. So when you start bashing through the floor panels, which is how you have to get obviously below, that is the one you choose to start with. We don't have what we need yet, so I'm going to have to go down the other stacks first. I need to look for this book, and you need to find something to bash the tile in with. But I think, we're looking at our picture of the Grail diary. Should we have another look just to see? I don't know if that bit is the same, and I don't know if that bit, the green lines, is the same. So that's the only thing I'm unsure of. Everything else seems right to me. I'll have another quick look. Yep, it's got lines behind it. It's got that bit down the bottom. The only thing I'm not sure of is the bit behind the grails. No, that looks right too. This is the right area, so we need to come back here. Again, it's not always that simple because it all looks the same, trust me, along here. Got to try and locate this mine camp. All about snakes. I hate snakes. Typical indie. Yeah, so they're all, looks like they're all going to be. So if you look at the picture on the next one, you'll find, hopefully, it'll be totally, yeah, there you go. See, look, the angels are facing different directions. You haven't got a sword there. Everything else is the same, but it's just, there's like a tombstone looking thing, and the angels are facing the wrong direction. This thing, however, at the back here, is what we need to bash the tiles open with. So we pick up the cordon, I can highlight it, you pick that up, and then you pick up one of these. Again, he does it in the movie. If you're struggling with what to do in this game, the best thing to do is, if you've got knowledge of the movie, do what it does in the movie, basically. Okay, we're going to keep searching for this book. Right. That's what we got here. Fascist propaganda. So Mein Kampf should be around here somewhere. So if we do a what is and scan, hopefully we'll find it. Oh, it looked like it changed. No, it's just a bookshelf. Okay. No, I'm not seeing it come up, which is a bit annoying. Unless I have to look closer at the books, I don't know. Let's have a look. Might not be the right section. I assumed you would get Mein Kampf from here. No, maybe not. We'll have one more scan with the what is. I mean to click. Could be on the bottom shelf. I think it's more likely to be on a shelf that he can reach. Okay. So it may just be that it's not in that section. See, there we go. Look, that's different again because you got a picture of like Jesus up there. Again, you've got the tombstone thing. So, you know, that's not the same as the picture that we saw. Hopefully, we're going to find Mein Kampf in here somewhere. What we got? Might be interesting if I wasn't in a hurry. Okay, so it doesn't sound like we'll find it here. No, okay, I don't think we're going to. I'm trying to cover the bases here because obviously if I do save it and someone requests me to play through, then you know I'll have to come back this way again. So you know I'll have to sort of use the save again, which means I want to make sure I pick everything up that I need. If I was just showing you the first half an hour, then I wouldn't bother. See, that could be it. You will find it. Yeah, that book. It says book on that one, so I'm wondering if that might be it. Mein Kampf. There it is. Brilliant. Right, this does go in a circle, this place, so hopefully if I keep going down these aisles, I'll go back to the beginning and then I just need to go to the right one time. You'll soon know when you get back to the beginning of the library because obviously the librarian will be there stamping the books. There he is. So we should go through the stacks here to the first stained glass window and it should be where we need to be. Hopefully. So we've got our angels, our shield, our sword, the grails, the sun, stripy background. Double check the number just to make sure. First on the right it said. That is the right column, obviously. That's the left column. Pretty obvious. So, if you get this wrong, it's game over, pretty much. So, don't get it wrong, basically. That's basically the important point there. Don't get it wrong. So if you use metal post with number 9, this should be the right one. It's looking everywhere. If it's wrong, you'll soon know because you're in a small room that you can't get out of. Yeah, see, this is why you can't come back, look, because the Nazis are there. You'll soon know as well because the music will start up if you're in the right room. I think, from what I can remember. And also you've got to enter disc 1. This was the pain in the butt with the Commodore Amiga, the constant disc swapping. You could get a second disc drive, which would help sometimes. Let's see if that's working. Yeah, that's fine. And we are in the right room. Brilliant. There's the music. Again, it's from the movie. Right, I'm going to take the first tunnel. I believe the music is pretty constant down here. Don't worry as well, by the way, there's nothing that can actually hurt you. It's just a question of solving the puzzles that are down here. What you're obviously after is the identification of the knight. It's a lot of trial and error when it comes to this bit. As you can see, it's like a maze. I believe you can pick up that hook. Which used to remind me of the Goonies being down here as well. And I've just realised something that I've done. I've done something that I told you basically not to do. I've messed up. That wine bottle, you have to do something else with it. Which I haven't done. Tell you what, in the interests of... We'll just plough on because I've got to finish this soon. What I'll do is I will go back and fix my mistake when I come out of here, basically. And then if you do request me to play another half an hour, the game will be fixed, in which case we don't waste a lot of time. So wherever I leave it from here, I'll fix it. Basically, that wine bottle you need to also use in the fountain that you walk past in front of the library and fill it with water. And I totally forgot to do that. You need a bottle of water because what it does basically is it loosens some mud that's on a lever, I think. So remember that if you do start your own playthrough, when you get to Venice, you go back outside, you get the wine bottle, and then you don't make the mistake I just did, and you use it with the fountain to get a wine bottle full of water. I'm going to carry on for the time being. It's not a problem. I can show you the game here, see, and then what happens is when I come out of here, I've got my save game from earlier. So I'll just go from there, basically. Can't believe I forgot that bit. You can see what I'm talking about anyway. At least I've demoed that side of things. That, you know, if you don't get those items at the beginning, you will have to reload an old save. And I believe this is the bit you need it for. If you look at the torch, there you go, hard, dry mud. And basically, if you've got, see, I could try using the wine bottle, but I know it won't work. There you go. So that's what you need it for. Imagine back in the day, you know, you're playing this game for the first time, you think you're doing brilliantly, you get to this bit, and you realise that you haven't got what you need. Incredibly frustrating. And as much as I love this game, pretty stupid design, in all honesty. Because, you know, why have a game that essentially is going to get broken if you don't do certain things? I mean, the good thing is it doesn't happen way into the game, because if it did, you'd be in all kinds of trouble. I don't know what we're going to do with that. Nothing special. Fair enough then. See, there's a few bits and pieces you've got to look at down here. Your main goal is you're trying to find the Knight's Tomb, obviously. To do that rubbing that he does in the... Well, I don't think I can use the wine bottle with this bit of water. You can! Wow, okay. Well, that's good. So if you do forget to use the wine bottle in the fountain, at least it's not broken, but you have to have the wine bottle, basically. That's alright then. I see, I wasn't aware of that. So, I mean, I don't know if I ever did that when I was younger. I think I probably started again. Maybe I owe LucasArts an apology on that one. Although, to be fair, you know, if you haven't got the wine bottle, you're screwed anyway. So, to all intents and purposes, it's still a bit stupid. I might as well go and do that wine bottle puzzle then. I guess this music's going to get quite irritating after a while. Okay, use the wine bottle with the torch. think you have to pull the torch. It's like a switch. Yep. Thankfully his hat fell through. You know, India and that hat. It just gives you access to the lower levels of the maze. And the wine bottle broke. All that trouble with that wine bottle and it breaks after all anyway. I think it's just their way of telling you, you know, you won't be able to do that puzzle again. That's your way back up, so you can go between the bottom level and the top level. But we've got a task down here first. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll show you what it is. I'm well aware that I'm over the half an hour already. This game is damn addictive. So I'm just going to play for a tiny little bit more. Right, remember that hook that we picked up? We're now going to use it. Put that in there. Time for an Indiana Jones moment. There we go. Now that area that was flooded at the top where we filled up our wine bottle will now be drained. So should... I'd like to ideally get us out of these catacombs before I leave the game. That will be a good one. So obviously it's going to take you guys, if you're playing it for the first time, it's going to take you a lot longer to get through this section, because obviously you're not going to know 100% what you're doing. I mean, I might be missing stuff. You know, I might come to play another half an hour of this game and it might be that I can't do it because I've missed something. But as far as I know, I don't think I've missed anything. I think this will be the area we need to be. Oh no! I've got an error. Well, maybe that's the time to leave it then. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh, see, this is another problem with the Commodore Amiga. See, you used to have these problems. Darn it. I don't think there's any way to fix that, to be honest with you. No. Okay, well, I don't know. I might not be able to play another half an hour. Now, like I said, I've got this game on various formats. I've got it on the PC, and I've even got an FM Towns with a version of this on too. So, if needs be, I can always go and play that, get it up to the point we're at now, and then continue a playthrough from there. So, don't panic. Just because this disc is messed up doesn't mean we're done for yet. I should have ended the video anyway, really, because it has been past the half an hour. It's just that I really like this game and I really wanted to play it a little bit further for you guys, but that's fine. The disc error has ended us. It's not a problem, really, because it's within the time frame. If anybody wants me to play another half an hour, do let me know. As soon as I see a message that says that, like I said, if I can't get this disc to work, it might be that my Commodore Amiga is having a moody. It sometimes happens. Maybe the disc needs a clean or something, I don't know. I'll try it out anyway. If for any reason it doesn't work, then I'll get onto one of the other versions of the game and play through that, get us up to the point that we need to be at, and then we can take it from there. Thank you guys for watching so much. It just means the world to me that anybody that does tune into my channel. If you are a new subscriber and you've come here because of this game, or sorry, a new viewer and you've come here because of this game, I hope you will consider subscribing. There's lots of other retro games if that's your bag, if you're interested. I've also got a playthrough of, or a half an hour playthrough of Monkey Island on here too, if you like your LucasArts games. Again, if you want me to play another half an hour of that, then I'm happy to. I might even do that off my own back because I do love that game. And I was getting to the point in that game where you do the sword fighting, and if you know that game, you know how funny that is. So, you know, if anybody wants me to play any of the games on my channel that I haven't got a complete playthrough of, let me know, and I'm more than happy to oblige. And also, obviously, any critiques, any praise you want to heap on me, please do. Tell your friends as well. Get them subscribing. It will be fantastic to build up this little community. And any requests you have, if you have a favourite game on any of these formats, I've pretty much got every format you can think of. Please let me know, and I'll try and dig it out for you and give you a little playthrough. Thank you guys. Take care, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.